Hey guys, it's Des with Criminally Focused. I just wanted to jump on here quick and say justice for Harmony Renee. So I'm obviously in a different setting and I was not really prepared to make a video today. However, Adam Montgomery was sentenced today and I just had to jump on here. So if you're not familiar with the story of Harmony Montgomery, let's do a quick recap. Adam Montgomery was found guilty just this past February of second-degree murder for the 2019 death of his daughter Harmony. Harmony's disappearance sparked nationwide outrage when in 2021, it was discovered that she had been missing for years. The monster we're going to be talking about today, Adam Montgomery, was Harmony's father, and I say that word very lightly. As Harmony's father and caretaker, it was Adam's responsibility to make sure she was safe and protected. And sadly, he did the exact opposite. In February of 2024, just a couple months ago, Adam Montgomery was charged in Harmony's death. During trial, actually through Kayla's testimony, it was discovered that Adam actually beat poor Harmony to death. And sadly, the horror didn't end there. Adam and Kayla Montgomery proceeded to lie and cover up what they did. The two actually carried Harmony's body around in a bag until they were able to discard it. They discarded her like trash, even though in my opinion, the only pieces of trash in the story are Kayla and Adam. Many people believe that Kayla got off easy, including myself. She is currently out of jail and free. Today, somewhat of justice was given to Harmony. You know, it'll never bring her back, obviously, but the judge sentenced Adam Montgomery to 45 years to life in prison. He was charged 4 to 8 years for the assault charge, 3 to 5 years for witness tampering, and 3 to 5 years for falsifying evidence. He also received a 12-month suspended sentence for the charge of abuse of a corpse.
You robbed a 5-year-old girl, your own daughter, of the life that she was to lead. You stole from your sons a sister. You took a daughter from her mother. You were convicted of reckless second-degree murder. Reckless in this context does not mean something that was an accident. It is defined under law as something that manifests the extreme indifference to a human life. Your extreme indifference to the value of human life is seen in so many of your actions in this case. In 2019, you beat Harmony. In the words of your uncle, her eye was fully black and blue like a raccoon eye, is what he said. Your words, when asked, were, quote, "I bashed her around the effing house." And then you hid her from the view of others, and you kept her from those that came to help her. On the date that you murdered her, you didn't hit her once, you punched her in the head repeatedly. You beat her in the car while at stoplights, more than one time. You knew that she was severely injured, yet you covered her with a blanket and didn't check on her until after you took her lifeless body from the car. And then, after her death, you treated her body like it was trash, worse than trash. You did unimaginable things to her body, and all in an effort to save yourself from being discovered as her murderer. Your criminal history similarly reflects your extreme indifference to the value of human life. Your actions having taken both a physical and emotional toll on so many. In 2008, you were convicted of criminal threatening after pointing a knife at a 15-year-old girl. In 2010, you were convicted of armed robbery and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon in a home invasion incident in which it was reported that you held up a woman at gunpoint, terrorizing her to the point that she lost control of her bodily functions. In 2009, you were convicted of first-degree assault for stabbing another person. In 2014, you were convicted of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon and larceny in a case in which it was reported that you shot a man in the face. In 2019, you were convicted of 2 counts of armed career criminal, 2 counts of theft, and 2 counts of receiving stolen property, all of the charges stemming from the thefts of firearms, guns, exchanges of guns for drugs and money. The court has to consider 3 primary goals of sentencing: punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation. The focus today is on your convictions in this case: second-degree murder, falsifying physical evidence, witness tampering, abuse of a corpse, and second-degree assault. But the prior convictions are important. And they're important as well as each of them reflects not just your extensive criminal conduct, but each of them represents an opportunity after sentencing for you to have changed the trajectory of your life, to change how you were treating other people. But you were either unwilling or unable to do so. And as a result, at this point, the court has the responsibility to impose a sentence that not only punishes you harshly for the crimes that you have committed, but considers deterrence, that is, how to keep you from hurting others. In light of the egregious nature of the crimes of which you have been convicted in this case, and taking into consideration your extremely violent criminal history, the court finds the only way to do this is to keep you off the streets. Harmony was an innocent 5-year-old girl. You treated her in the worst of possible ways, in both her life and in her death. Therefore, the court sentences you as follows. On charge of second-degree murder, you are sentenced to the New Hampshire State Prison for not more than life nor less than 45 years. That sentence is consecutive. All of these sentences, I should say now, are consecutive to each other. Do you have any questions about that sentence?
Nope.
On charge ID 2027113C, falsifying physical evidence, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor 3.5 years. On the charge of tampering with witnesses and informants, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor less than 3.5 years. On the abuse of corpse charge, on this charge, you are sentenced to the maximum penalty of 12 months at the House of Correction. All of this sentence is suspended for 25 years. If it were to be imposed, it would be consecutive to the sentences that I read to you. On the second-degree assault charge, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 8 years nor less than 4 years. This sentence is consecutive.
Okay, so I'm definitely not a lawyer, but I do know how to Google. And from what I could find online, when a defendant has to serve his or her sentence concurrently, that means that they serve all of the sentences at the same time. However, in Adam Montgomery's case, his sentence run consecutively, which means he has to finish serving one sentence before he can serve the other. So basically back to back. So if you add them all up, Adam Montgomery will spend a minimum of 56 years in prison. Prosecutors did give him the opportunity to get a reduced sentence if he just told them and the judge where Harmony's body is, but go figure, he didn't take it. But I am glad that Adam will be spending the rest of his life in prison. If you do want to actually watch the full version of the sentencing, I've linked below Grizzly True Crime. That's where I was in the chat watching it. Gisela is one of the best content creators, in my opinion, out there, and she's the only one that I watch for trials. Love her snark, and I love being a grizzly. So, if, like I said, if you want to watch the full sentencing, it's linked below. But what are your thoughts? What do you think Adam deserved? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, stay safe and stay focused. Bye.